Howdy folks, Laxo here again, and today we're going to be getting into another battle, World Championship style. Alright, so we have a couple battles we could show you today. Alright, so I have Doomslayer down there, or I have Gentleman. I think Doomslayer's on the actual leaderboard right now, so maybe I'll do him tomorrow, and Gentleman will be today. Alright, so... Alright, also I believe Gentleman has a 19 point some mil account power, so me fighting him, I thought he was going to be a really tough challenge, so... But as you can see, he is going first. He does have the higher initiative. Yeah, he has a really big initiative. Look at that, 36k, jeez. Initiative, higher initiative doesn't always mean you win first, but it definitely helps you out sometimes, especially when you have really strong units. Anyways, back to the battle here. So, looks like we're gonna have Soy Phone Rage, and the battle's over. Okay, never mind. So... I've been asked in the past, Laxo, what is the best team comp you could do to win with a higher, or sorry, when you have the lower initiative? And I always try and tell people, you know, try and have a follow-up team, you know, meaning a team set around to where, I mean, it's really difficult being second because you have to have a good follow-up team. You have to have a good you have to have a good team of CC reduction or purification and then burst damage if you can get there. So with this team, it's not necessarily a great follow-up team. However, when you have Soy Phone on a team, it kind of just wins you the game. As you can see, I kill the back row, Soy Phone has enough rage. Now she rages and it's over. So let's move on here. By no means is that a perfect team of follow-up, but it's decent. So this team of mine, I do like a little bit better than my last team because, as you can see, I have heals right here and heals over here as well. And of course, you know, Nemu in there as well. So this is a pretty good follow-up team. The only thing I'm missing in this case is CC removal, but I do have some Purify, as you can see right here. I do have Purify with her, so other than that, this is actually a very solid team. I think the least strongest character I have on this team is I'd probably maybe say Unohana. But then again, Koga is pretty weak as well, so yeah, I don't know. Koga's one of those difficult characters of you could put him in the front row, you could put him in the back row. He does both just fine, but that's the problem, is he does both just fine. He doesn't shine in either or, which is a big problem with him. I was really kind of hoping that, you know, if you get him to 6-star, 7-star, he'd be really good as a tank or really good as a DPS, but unfortunately that's just not the case. Also, since we are on the topic here, one character I really like on this team, and I've actually come to change my thoughts on, is Cotton Kokatsu. So I used to run her in the back row, and that's not a bad place to put her. Put her at the if you put her in the back row, you have to put her as the very last character. But if you use her in the front row, you have to put her as the last character in the front row. That way, when she does rage and reduce the rage, the other team doesn't get their rage back from other characters attacking. However, one thing I noticed with Cotton Kokatsu is her rage reduction is actually insane because it slows them down so much that you can just keep on beating them over and over and over, and they don't get their rage back. Alright. I think that's pretty much gonna do this here. Let's see, can Byakuya finish him off here? Alright, cool. So I think that's GG here. Let's watch Byakuya rage one more time and then we'll pass on. Alright, so actually I didn't call it out earlier, but when Koga raged earlier and he had very little life, he got a ton of life back from his rage attack. So once again, he's not a bad unit, but doesn't do enough of one thing to make him really worthwhile. Alright, this is Hada number 6, 1.4 mil. I did remove Morsel of Chaos from Byakuya, so he's not hitting quite as hard as he used to, but he's still doing some decent damage. So I've been testing the Nell Stark switch, and I must say I actually really do like having Nell go first, then Stark second. I know I've been told it's better this way, but I just feel like I get more damage from having Nell go first and Stark with the follow-up. That way Stark does actually a decent amount of damage. But we had Ichigo there, one shot. Shoot, I don't even remember who this was in his back row. But that is a good, I know I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. Put Ichigo, Dangai Ichigo, on a bleed team. It'll do wonders. There we go, Sogyo going off here. And Sogyo wrecks me this round, or this match. Yeah, I know that Sogyo doesn't have the highest proc chance on that paralyze, but boy oh boy does he get quite a few paralyzes off this game. Also, another thing is, speaking of Nell Stark, I definitely know their damage fall off just a little bit, but that could just because I'm moving up in the ranks so people have a lot more tankier teams. So, yeah, I have noticed that quite a bit. That was funny. So Stark got the tricked because he was low life, so he received the trick, and then he got the Nell. I'm sorry. Then he got the Orihime proc, and then he got all his HP back, as well as his actual passive. So he instantly went back up to full life and got the and got tricked on. It's kind of funny. And if, look at that, these guys, Orihime and Aizen have like 5% life combined. If I finished him off there, I would have won, but unfortunately I did not finish him off, so this right here is going to decimate my team. Boom. And it's over. Yeah, see, look at that. 2 paralyzes on Sogyo. I don't think I've ever seen 2 paralyzes from a Sogyo. That's crazy. Gonna do 4.8 mil. That's actually not bad. And this will probably do it for this round. There you go. Look at that, another paralyzed. Oh, man, if he didn't get paralyzed, there may have been a glimmer of hope, but nope. Alright, moving on. Next round here. Alright, so this is... It's funny because I actually looked at the team comps and I'm like, oh, I might actually lose this one. Which it actually does look like it. Oh, by the way, this is a 6-rune Tosin here. I actually did some more polls yesterday. I recorded it, and I got his 6 runes, so that video is going to come out probably another day, maybe like another week or so. Because I have a lot of videos coming out as of right now, so... What is this? 3.6 mil? It's kind of low. More around like 5 or 6 mil. If Yoda were to rage there, it would have definitely been 5 mil plus. Alright, and let's see how much damage this is going to do. 670, okay, that's not too bad. But like, close to 2 mil if there were 3 units out there. That's crazy. Alright, so... Now we're going to have... It looks like Muramasa is going to go off here. And this should be a big hit. Because we have the proc from Tosin going on. And we have the proc from Ulquiorra. So this is going to be a big, big hit. Oh, also, Orihime died as well. So this is going to hit hard. 13 mil. Oof. That's some disgusting damage right there. And I think in World Championship, that may be the most his rage has ever hit for. I know the most I've ever seen it hit for is 60 mil, I think. But that was an arena where he's super strong. This is in the World Championship format. Alright, so the way this match is going to go is I have to kill their damage dealer, specifically Soifon. I have to kill Soifon. If I don't, then I lose the game. That's the way it always is. And with these matches, what I've been doing is I've just been clicking the person and clicking fight. I haven't been swapping my team around to try and, you know, specify special characters versus special teams. Maybe further down the line, but as of right now I just kind of click auto because I feel like it's kind of cheap if you especially early you do that, so I kind of just click auto and go. Alright, so it looks like Soifon's going to go off here, and it's going to be GG. Wasn't even able to kill Yoruichi. That's so unfortunate. Alright, that's that. Now it's the fun part. Now I get to critique teams, and this one's going to be kind of fun. As I said at the beginning, going into this, I thought I was going to, you know, get wrecked. I didn't look at his teams. I just kind of went, okay, well, He has a higher account power than me, and probably gonna be pretty tight. Then I saw his first team here, and I was like, it's not a bad team, so let's just see what happens. And I clicked to start the battle, and yeah, uh, surprisingly, I won. I definitely felt like he could have won, but let's go ahead and talk about these teams here because it's gonna be fun. All right. So the first team, as I said, I saw it and I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty, decent, scary team. I I don't think you could see their stars or anything, so going in, it's all a big question mark, but I think every single one of his teams had a higher attack power, or should have had a higher attack power than mine. Because he had a much higher account power than mine. But as I said, the first team right here doesn't look too bad. I do kind of like it. You have Kazushini to, take out the high damage dealer, and then you have Aizen to just focus the front row, and then yeah, that's all I'm gonna say because those are the only two characters I'm really really afraid of in that lineup. Yeah, moving on. Let's see here. So this team right here, this is the front row, and this is the back row. So I spy with my eye a huge problem with this team comp. He has 5 attackers and 1 tank. From the get-go, as soon as I started this battle, I'm just like, oh, yeah, I won this. Why? Because he put his 2 biggest damage dealers in the front row. Why is that a bad thing? Well, because they'll die. So, yeah, I understand. Maybe he's trying to go for the, hey, I kill your team before, they kill me type of deal. But as you can see here, I don't have a super tanky team, and I was able to sustain the damage and move on just fine. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I believe I have the Vermilion Bird Soul Hall working for me as well. So, my advice to this team is completely dismantle it, get rid of it, and put some other decent tanks in the front row. Maybe put Koga in the front row. If you want to put maybe Grimjow on a different team, and you definitely need to have Muramasa on a different team, a team where he's actually going to do well, because I think his Muramasa did absolutely garbage for damage. So, yeah, terrible team comp. Get rid of it. Start over. That's all. That's my best advice for that team. This team here is actually pretty solid. I do like this team. He has a little bit of healing here. He has a lot of tankiness here, and a lot of tankiness here. He also has healing reduction. Do I have any healing? I do. I do have healing on my team, actually. So, due to this unit right here, and this unit right here, actually, yeah, all 6 of them kind of really did pretty equal damage to me. So, really good team comp. I don't really have too much of a gripe with this. Maybe what he should do is he should take 1 character from this team and put it on this team. I think that might not be bad. And then if you're gonna put why not toss on like Muramasa and Aizen on the same team comp or something like that? But this should not. I'm sorry, this should not be a thing. This is a solid team comp. It's funny how we can go from an actual solid team comp to probably one of the worst team comps I've ever seen. So, I mean, outside of Easy Peasy from last season attacking me with like 4 characters. Let's see here. This team here, well, I think we're suffering from the same problem here. As you can see, he has what could be 6 attackers. 6 attackers. He has no real tanks. Both Okiotas are kind of like half tanks. They're more so supports than tanks. And we have 3 actual attackers. I would probably say Kenpachi is more of just a major hindrance to this team. Just scrap Kenpachi, move on, don't look back. Over here, I do like this. A lot of CC out there. Once again, I saw this team comp And I'm just like, well, I'm kind of afraid of this because I almost figured like he would have one-shot me to start. Because he has CC, and then he has huge damage here. So it would immediately CC my entire team, wouldn't be able to get any good rages off, go to the next round, and then the rest of his team can rage, and then I'd have a big problem. But it wasn't really the case. I kind of just beat his team. My Muramasa, as you can see, there's a big difference between a 7-star and a 5-star Muramasa. And yeah, he kind of handled it from there. My advice, once again, dismantle this team. Why do you have 6 attackers on one team? Don't do this. You're going to lose pretty much every time you do this. You probably should have beat me. But when you throw teams out like this, you're literally giving the game to the opponent. So, yeah, don't do that. This team here, once again, I'm not a big fan of this team either. I know it beat me, but I'm just not a big fan of it. Look at that. Another attacker in the front row. Who's it? And almost every single team except for 2 had at least one attacker in the front row. Yeah, gentlemen, if you're watching this, scrap all your defensive teams here. Scrap them all and start over. Of course, you have good teams like this, but you need to split those characters up in between all your teams and not just put all your good characters on one team. That's not going to work. All right, yeah, this isn't a bad team. Again, the only reason, and I mean the only with an asterisk next to it, is because Soyphone. If Soyphone wasn't here, I would win, 99 out of 100 times if Soyphone wasn't on this team. If she didn't rage, yeah. But that's the power of Soyphone, and you can make mistakes with her and still win. So, GG, nonetheless. You're outside of this one team here. All your teams were pretty bad. No, I'm sorry, this team right here. This team was good too. So out of those 2 teams, all your teams need to be, rethought and reassembled, so to say. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much going to do it for this one. Yeah, as I said, GG. I can't look at those teams right now. All right, but as I said, guys, that's going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this content, feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. Next video is going to come back tomorrow. I'm going to be fighting Doomslayer here. 16.3 mil account power. Should be interesting. Looking forward to breaking this one down. Actually, he's missing a lot of war souls. Jeez. Yeah, Doomslayer, if you're watching this, dude, get your war souls on your characters, bro. As I said, guys, that's going to wrap this one up, and I will catch y'all on the next one.